everybody. It's Dr. Carmen Bryant from Redefining Yourself. I am your host, and thank you guys so much for joining me. I am so thankful to all the new subscribers to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for finding something that I say valuable to your situation. And then to Miss Felicia, allow me to say, you tell Mom I said thank you. Thank you for following us. And thank you for finding something valuable in what I say. You know, a lot of times you have our older matriarchs and patriarchs that find out that they have been in a narcissistic relationship as well. It just wasn't a term that was used during that time. And, you know, in a specific era, they were taught to, you know, just make it work. You know, you make it work, you don't leave. It doesn't matter what Mr. So-and-so does, or, you know, but you make it work. And so a lot of the more mature ladies, you know, our matriarchs, our patriarchs, our, you know, fathers, and they're finding out that they were in narcissistic relationships. You know, since the information is there, we're bringing out the awareness, we're bringing out the knowledge, and even the details of what narcissist abuse looks like. And so if you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Dr. Carmen Bryant with a T, DrCarmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. And then hit the bell so that you hear whenever I upload new videos, and also when I come live on Sundays, between 8 and 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is the West Coast time. And so I also have a professional Facebook page, which is Psychological Health Consultants and Services. You can also like that page. I think I was using my iPad last Sunday, and so I don't know if I just had too much information on my iPad. I think it's time for me to upgrade. But it kept kicking me off Facebook, so I may just connect to my computer with the Facebook next time and use my camera that goes along with that, so that I can come on live and talk to you guys on 2 of the channels. If not, you can always come over to YouTube and come talk to me. I open it up live, even though I put a topic on Sundays. I put a topic to talk about, but you guys are pretty good at asking questions, and we talk about things. You know, I usually start it off, but you guys are pretty good at asking questions, and thank you so much for interacting with me, and thank you guys so much for sharing these videos. Get these videos out. I'm not the only one. I always say you have Angie Atkinson, you have Quinn Holiday from Associate Direct, Melanie Tonya Evans, you have Sarah Speaks, you have Kim Saeed, you have Little Shaman. So all of those individual people, they are life coaches, and they talk about narcissist abuse and recovery of toxic relationships. So today I wanted to come on and I wanted to talk about the love bombing phase. First of all, do know that the love bombing phase, I went to psychology today, and it is the love bombing, a narcissist's secret weapon. Well, it's a part of their arsenal. It's not the only secret weapon, but it's a part of their arsenal. And I want to say, before you get to the actual love bombing phase, there is the hunting phase, which is not really talked about. You know, well, I think that it's talked about, but it's not really given a title. But it's a part of that hunting and that predator versus prey phase. First of all, do know that when a narcissist approaches you, you've been studied. You have been targeted. You are a prey. And they watch you. And I wanted to use this as an example. Have you ever guys watched lions in a safari in the wild? Lions, you know, lions don't just eat to eat. Lions eat to survive. When they're hungry, they go hunt, they kill a prey, they go eat. You don't ever see them do what we do, you know, buy a bag of chips, buy some peanuts or M&Ms. You don't see them, you know, snacking on a little tiny rabbit, you know, just to pass the day, or, you know, going to get a little sip of water. You know, when they drink, they're thirsty. When they eat, they're hungry. You know, and as many of you know, when, you know, those people that are diabetic as well, that you know that when your blood sugar decreases, that means you start having hunger pains, because you need to fuel yourself with food to get your blood sugar levels back up. Well, a narcissist is like that. When their fuel level runs low, because remember, they can get bored with their source of supply, but when that fuel level runs low, especially like when the supply begins to see some patterns that are disturbing, when this facade begins to break up, you start noticing things, or you start standing up for yourself, and they're not the golden child that they presented to you. That mask starts slipping, and you start, you know, hey, you know, you start questioning them, you know, they have already begun to devalue you, and we're going to talk about that. But that's when they go on the hunt, and they look for prey to fuel them back up. They need that feeling of full, that full feeling that only a supply can provide for them, whether it's monetary, whether it's sexual, whether it's intellectual or compliments. That's what they look for. So there is a hunting prey phase, you know, the hunting, seeking prey. By the time that a narcissist approaches you, they have studied you. Here on the love bombing, it says one of the things that was mentioned is these new matchmaking businesses on the websites, on social media. And what was said was, and I agree totally, you know, they are creating a pool for the narcissist to, and what they use, let me think of the word that they use. This is, well, they almost called it shark bait. That's what they said, you know. But what happens is they, you know, that these websites have been created, these dating websites have been created, and with these websites, you are openly advertising your romantic relationship interest. You talk about yourself, you talk about what your availability, the things that you like, and so you're matchmaking because, and this is what narcissists look for, and what they call it was circling narcissists or social predators. Remind me of sharks, where they circle the prey, and what happens is this is where they usually assume that you're an easy target, and that your guards, your senses, your guards are down because you are on a search for a mate. And so this is a perfect bait for them to love bomb you or to study you. They may find your, you know, your name, and I don't know, some sites maybe hide your name, but they go research you, they go find out stuff about you in order to figure out how to approach you, because not all of them know how to approach. Remember, they don't really have an identity for themselves. They have to look at the prey to figure out, how am I going to talk, what language am I going to use, so they need to study you for a while. Some of them study, if it's a big prey that they're looking at, they study you for a while to figure out how to approach you, how to say something to you. And then once they connect with you, once they reach out to you, the love bombing starts. And so here it says the love bombing is a practice of overwhelming someone with signs of adoration and attraction. And so like flattering comments, tokens of affection, love notes on the mirror, kitchen table, windshield. You see what I'm saying? It says, you get the picture? Flowers that arrive at your work. And remember, not only are they going to get fuel from you by the comments that you make, but also fuel from the people around you in the office. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he did that. Or, oh my God, females send flowers too. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that is so sweet. You know, oh, she really cares, or he really cares about you. You know, making sure that they show you off to family and friends, or, you know, showing up at your work outside with flowers in hand or candy in hand, maybe renting a limo. Probably putting themselves in debt, but if they have that kind of money, you know, renting a limo to make sure they come pick you up. They do all those things you see on television, the romantic thing, because they've studied you to see what is it that they can do to impress you, to love bomb you, to pull you in. Let's see. The whole plot of love bombing is to manipulate you into, let me see, hold on, let me go back, y'all. So let's see. The text, back-to-back text, the phone calls, you know, think about it. They're interjecting and interrupting your day to get you to focus on them through text, through phone calls, through emails. And so the whole, it's apparent, the surprising appearance, but it's designed to manipulate you into spending more time with the love bomber. And it's not coincidental. Remember, it is calculated. And it causes you to spend less and less time around other people, things you used to enjoy, because now all your focus is turning to the love bomber or the narcissist. Another thing that they said, you know, the average person wants to be loved, but there's a difference between the attention that you give someone and literal stalking, and that is just a red flag for you. When someone is telling you how special you are, it can be intoxicating at first. However, when a person uses such comments to keep your focus trained on him or her, or keep bringing you back in, if you've started to back off, it could be a case of manipulation. Not everyone who whispers sweet nothing in your ear is a narcissist or predator. That is true, of course. But if you're feeling that something isn't right about the person or the relationship, these constant reminders are how good you are together when you suspect that you really aren't. can be an effort to keep you tethered. It's often the first line used by a potential abuser. And so when you try to back off and they're just in your face type, and all of a sudden they show up again, everything moves very fast. Remember, they have already studied you, and in their mind they've created a dialogue. In their mind they have created a script as well. But they need to know what your script is so they can match your description of what you want and then continue with their script to get what they want from you. Let's see. So usually they use flattery and attention as tools to build themselves up as a perfect partner, and better to gain your trust and affection, and ultimately your adoration or your worship. Narcissists often learn through experience that once partners see through their facades, the relationship may self-destruct. I just said that a few minutes ago. Once they have convinced you of how good the two of you are together, a narcissist will try to shape your role in the relationship into a member of their supporting cast. They're actors, remember? For this and other reasons, narcissists typically struggle to maintain equal, mutually satisfying relationship. Most of them do not have good relationship. Well, they don't have good relationship. Not most of them. They do not have good relationships. They just have supply that they need. They usually work really quick, and they avoid detection. And so the more someone tries to flatter you in submission, the more diligently you need to explore their motives. You know, what is the motive if you keep giving me all these presents? What is your motive and you keep complimenting me? You know, it gets to a point where over complimenting, you begin to question, like, okay, so, you know, like kids, mommy, you're so pretty. Mom, you're the best mom in the whole world. Mom, you know, there's nobody like you. I'm gonna buy you a castle one day, and you're thinking like, okay, what do you want? Because little kids like that, it's kind of obvious. Like, okay, you want something. You know, Mom, I know that you always say no, but you're the best mom. You're a strong dad, and Dad, you're so handsome, you know. But remember that just like children, you know, they use those words to encourage you or to pull you in because those are words that you may want to hear. And remember, they're still gauging you while they're doing it. Let's see. Last look here. Okay. It talks about the rush, the feeling of excitement, you know, from a glance, from a touch. And remember, we just talked about those staring in your eyes to try to synchronize you with they're trying to synchronize with your brain frequency, or your energy, your brain activity, and then the telltale signs is not. Well, in a study, it indicated when you guys have synchronized blinking. So when synchronized blinking means they have connected into those brain frequencies, and they have synchronized with you, and they do it on purpose. Let's see. Let's look. Let me scroll down. Okay. Love bombing. We talked about love bombing. Okay. So went through that. So now the next one is here. It has let's look. It does say that oftentimes it's difficult to pinpoint love bombing in short term because all relationships are exciting. There's promise and potential, and getting to know someone you like gives you butterflies. The emotional highs and feeling of giddiness are normal and not necessarily a cause of alarm. I want you to pay attention to that too. If you're overwhelmed with all those emotions and all you think about is them and the phone calls that are coming in, you know, but remember that a narcissist is not trying to connect with you so you two can better get to know each other. A narcissist is trying to build rapport to get to know your thoughts. They're trying to get you to release all your secrets so they know how to conquer you, they know how to control you, they know how to connect with you. And this is usually in the love bombing phase. Let's see. What isn't normal, however, is quickly falling into a serious relationship with a partner demands a lot of your time. Social media, texting, emails, instant messaging make it incredibly easy to be in constant contact with someone. An abuser who wants to love bomb you can easily take advantage of that. Anytime things are moving really, really fast. Let's see. You may have gone into the relationship with the intention of keeping things slow, keeping things casual, but somehow you find yourself forced into a corner to do the exact opposite. Some of the things that they'll do is, you know, it's very early on. You're still trying to get to know this person. You really don't know a lot. And all of a sudden they're introducing you as the fiance. or they tell little lies like, I've been knowing her for a long time. You know, sometimes it's a Freudian slip too, because they'll let you know, oh, I've been knowing her a long time. Oh, it feels like I've been knowing you a long time. No, they've been stalking you a long time. They've been studying you a long time. And then they introduce you to people because they think that they know you. You know, you can see stars and people that you watch on television, and you hear about their lives. They share their lives, but it feels like you know them. So you see them like, hey, you know, whoever, you know, whatever star, you know, hey, to you, you feel like you know them because you've probably been following them ever since, like Oprah Winfrey. You're watching Oprah Winfrey since you were very young, so you know that's a household name. Her movies, you know, the talk shows. And so when you see her, you know, your assumption is like, I've been following you for so many years, but she doesn't know who you are. Well, the narcissist is stalking you like a movie star, you know, and is watching how you talk. So they, in their mind, they know you now. You don't know them, they know you. But then they may start all of a sudden introducing you as a fiance. And yeah, you know, we're probably going to get married. We've been thinking about, you know, marriage and everything. And you're thinking to yourself, no, we didn't. You never asked me. You never thought of ask me about my opinion about marriages. And so they'll start putting words in your mouth about how you feel. And, you know, I know that you think about me all the time. Well, actually, I don't, you know, but they're putting words in you. They're changing your pattern of thought. They're telling you how to think. And so you have to watch that. And they move very, very fast. Some of them may still be in a marriage, and they may have been discarded. And so the new supply that they had been hoovering for a while, all of a sudden they start talking marriage and what all we're going to do and what all we're going to do this. And they're not even fresh out of a relationship yet because they're trying to grab a hold of that new supply. But everything moves very, very quick. They even manipulate you because they're trying to get you. They're trying to test you to see where you are, to say, you know, I love you, or they're trying to get you to expel your emotions so they can see where you're at in this game that they have been playing with you. Let's see. So let's see. Here it talks about the love bombing where they're, you know, they're overdoing it. And it says that you're talking to them so much that you start believing that you two were made for each other. No, they're mirroring you. Another one is they begin to start talking about marriage. You haven't said anything about marriage. Let's see. Let's scroll. Okay, here's another one. It talks about, and this is off of the Business Insider, what is love bombing. So it talks about, you know, people who have been in past relationships, whether with parents or other intimate individual people that have been intimate with relationships. And there are a lot of people that may have experienced trauma, you know, in their childhood, in their life. They may, and so what happens is you have like, or, you know, parents breaking up or whatever the case may be. And so a lot of times people have this void in them. And so what they do is they date people that are very similar to them, or similar because subconsciously they can fix the past with a different person. So they begin to fill that void with people. It's not good to fill a void with people because people hurt people, or hurting people hurt people. But this just opens you up to a narcissist because they're looking for that void to fill, to be your knight in shining armor, or your damsel, you know, that in distress that you can save. And so a lot of times people are coming out of toxic relationship or damaging relationships, and they're open, you know, the wound is very fresh. There's never been any closure, even with lifelong trauma, childhood trauma. And so you feel void, you feel rejection and neglect. And so for someone to love bomb you, a narcissist to love bomb you, that really is a good feeling. It's a feeling of affirmation. It makes you feel good as a person. It makes you feel valued and loved. And so, but they know this. This is what they do, and they're looking for that. Let's see. Another thing, it says here, trauma doesn't necessarily make someone weak, though according to Perpetua Neo, a therapist and expert in dark triad personality types, these experiences make victims of love bombing very kind and empathetic. So that's where a lot of the empathy comes from. You don't want to see people hurt. And so, you know, you want to be loved, and you're very empathetic when it comes to other people's pain because you've experienced the pain. And so you know what that pain feels like, and so you're over empathetic. And that's what the narcissist uses to gain your trust. They may even play victim. Remember, like Ted Bundy, play victim. Let's see. And the next one is, let's look at this one. This one is Hack Spirit, Love Bombing. And this is by Lachlan Brown, November 2, 2018, and is Mindful Living, and is Love Bombing, 10 Ways Narcissists Use It to Control You. And we talked about what love bombing is. Love bombing are actions to gain your love and trust, and it could be flattery, compliments, romance, or promises of the future. So future faking. Once they have your trust, they're in control, and narcissists will manipulate you to get what they want. They'll shape your role in a relationship and see you as a supporting cast to the hero, which is, of course, them. Your focus isn't 100% on love bombing narcissists, they'll get angry. So if your focus isn't 100% on the love bombing narcissist, they're going to be angry. They won't be able to comprehend that you have other things going on in your life because they are number one. One of the things, too, is, let's see, where is it at? A lot of you talk about feeling guilty and feeling ashamed or feeling stupid about getting into this relationship. Well, as I said in a previous video, if a person is not honest with you, you know, hey, you know, I'm just letting you know ahead of time that I'm going to manipulate you. I want your money, or, you know, I want your material possessions, or, you know, you look kind of good. You look good as arm candy. You know, hey, I like what you have. I want what you have, but I'm going to totally destroy you. And, you know, I don't really care about you whatsoever. I want you to, like, focus on me, and I want to make sure that our whole conversation is focused on me. And so, you know, how do you feel about that? The average person is like, yeah, no, I don't think so. You know, but think about it. If you have been manipulated into that, a person that has presented himself with a mask on or with a facade and created this illusion of perfection because you have told them what role to play in your movie life, you know, and they are now playing that role. You know, you can't beat yourself up because you were manipulated and tricked into the relationship. It was never honesty and real. It was something that was created in their minds or in your mind, and they played this role. And so you can't beat yourself up or feel guilty or feel bad for making these decisions because of the fact that it was an approach and you weren't given a honest opportunity to make a honest and a well thought through and educated decision based on real facts. No real facts were presented to you. So stop beating yourself up. A mistake has been made, and now it's time for recovery. Another one is, okay, well, one of them is everything is way too quick, and we talked about that. They're skilled at love bombing. They ramp up the affection fast, way faster than you've experienced before. The second or third date, they're already calling you baby, beautiful, and constantly, you know, giving you flowers, and, you know, let's see. Another one is when you're in a bad position, they act like you're like they're your savior. So it says the narcissist's eyes will light up when you're in a bad situation because it's their chance to be in control of you. So it's their chance to be a hero. It's their chance to go put on their Superman cape or Superwoman cape or Wonder Woman outfit and go and save you from yourself. And they'll use that against you. Remember, they'll put that in their memory bank so they can bring it up later on when they gaslight you or when they devalue you or when they feel like you owe them something. They'll remind you of that. So nothing that they do does not go or is not done without a reason. There's always a reason why they do everything. There's a purpose behind everything that they do. Let's see. A narcissist will help you while expecting admiration from you. They will tell you that what they're doing is, let me say, they will tell you that what they're doing is kind and helpful. They want you to think that they're the best person you've ever dated. And so, of course, you know, they're going to make you feel like that you're the best person that they've ever dated. There's no one ever been like you before. I've never met a woman or a man like you. You're special. You know, you make me feel a certain way that no one has ever maybe been able to feel. You know, no one is like you. I've never met anyone like you. Let's see. They keep asking about things in your life. So they're constantly asking about personal information in your life. Let's say they want to provide solutions for you, so it looks like they're the hero. They want to reduce your self-worth so that you admire them and think about how great they are, and not the fact that you are self-sufficient and can solve your own problems. They want ammunition for when they abuse you later in a relationship. Just said that. They're not direct, and they backpedal from whatever they originally said. So a narcissist who love bombs are concerned about how they're appearing. They want to impress you. They want to impress everybody. And so when they love bomb you, they also do it in public. So even when they give you gifts, they may do it in public so everyone can see what they're doing and how great they are. Whether they buy you flowers, they take you out to dinner, they bring you a limousine. They're always trying to overdo it, do it big, you know, and so that everybody can see it, so that they can look like a hero to you regardless of what actually goes on behind closed doors. And so not only are they trying to impress you, but everything that they do is not even about you. And that's what makes a lot of women and men feel bad, because like every time they do something for me, everyone is telling me, you know, that they're such a nice person, they do this, and look at all the things that he or she has done for you. I can't believe that you could be so ungrateful. And you're thinking to yourself, like, but they're not doing it for me. What they're doing is they're buying stuff that they like, not that I like, or you know, they're doing stuff that that you want to see. So you like what they see. They're getting your attention. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They're always giving you gifts. So some gifts is fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with getting gifts, but when they overdo it, they're constantly doing it to win your affection and to hear you admire them. The affection you're getting will be superficial. Just said that. You know, it only serves a purpose. Is only the attention that you're getting, the affection that you're getting from them, it serves a purpose to pull you into their world. They treat other people like poop, and so if you pay attention, I always say, look and see how they treat their family. Look and see if they have long-term friendships, childhood friendships. How many relationships have they been in? How many people have they married? You know, how do they treat their kids? Do their kids even respect them or like them or don't want to have anything to do with them? And so watch how they treat other people and how they talk about other people, because there's no possible way that everybody is just horrible and everything about them. They're always a victim, always a victim. Something just isn't right. When you start getting that weird feeling like something's not right, don't pass it off. You know, don't not take that red flag and realize something is not right with this individual. Something is not right with this individual. Pay attention to those red flags. Don't be oversensitive like, oh, you know, it's probably because, and especially if you told them that, oh, you know, I've been through all this throughout my life, and, you know, something's just not right, and I don't feel comfortable. Like, well, you know, everyone has always abused you, and so of course you don't feel that way, and of course you may, you know, but you can't judge me like you judge everybody else. This is the kind of game that they play. You're experiencing a never-ending cycle of emotions. Nothing feels steady in the relationship. One moment you're feeling great, then the next day you're feeling like a terrible human being. That's what a narcissist does. They're skilled manipulators. They'll compliment you and make you feel like an amazing person. Then they'll put you down, abuse you, and make you feel like the worst person in the world. So that is that. So that was it from there. So remember, the love bombing serves a purpose. Love bombing serves a purpose to pull you into their world, to lock you in, to get what they want from you. Let me scoot a little closer and fix my camera. Apologies, you guys. But it all serves a purpose to get what they want from you. It's a part of the game. And I'll talk about the other phases too. Remember, it's the hunt. So they've already studied you. So by the time that they approach you, and if you're a good supply, or if you are a high supply and demand, or if they can see something about you that's very prominent, you have money, you're prominent, you may be, whatever it is, if you are a good source, or if they think that you are a good source, and it may just take time, they're going to study you for a long period of time. They're going to study you to figure out how to approach you. You know, because a narc injury is the worst injury you can give them, especially if they're just if they're reaching out to get a feel for you, to see, you know, if you'll respond back, to see if, you know, let me get a feel to see what type of person this person is, and then you cause an immediate narc injury. Yeah, that's the worst injury they can get. So they study you for a long time before they approach you. So normally you have already been preyed. You are a target. You're being preyed and you're being watched. And so those of you that use these social media and these online websites for dating, you're putting yourself out there. You know, at one point in time, I don't think it may have been this crazy. But nowadays, with this kind of stuff going on, and with narcissist abuse being highlighted and the damage that it's doing to people emotionally and psychologically, you know, you may want a second thing. Now, to each his own, however you want to do it, that's your business. But I'm just saying that, you know, it's not a safe thing anymore to be on these websites, because who you're talking to may not be who you're talking about. I think it's called catfished, isn't it? When they trick you. So I still have to learn with that. So somebody tell me what that means, catfish, you know. So I'm not old school, but catfish, I think that means to portray yourself as one, you know, to catfish you in, noodling, something like that. I don't know. But you guys let me know. Catfish means like you've been tricked into believing that somebody is one thing, and then you've been tricked into like connecting with them. So you've been catfished or something like that, I think. But anyway, but remember, you know, when you're dealing with these social medias and these dating sites, you know, this is like the biggest fishing pond or the sea where narcissists just circle around to find what they're looking for. They're like literally shopping for prey. And you may not be the only one. You may not be the only one. And so, excuse me, hopefully this has helped you. Remember, you got the hunt, where they've hunted, they spotted the prey, they're locked into their prey, and then in order to get to the prey, they begin the love bombing. You know, it might be, I'm going to show up in your work area so I can see how you react when you see me. Because it may be a beautiful woman, and she may notice she's gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous. It may be a handsome man, you know, a wealthy man, a handsome man, you know, a man that looks really good. But what he has to do, or what she has to do, is throw the bait out. So they have to see whether you're going to bite the bait, whether or not they, you know, whether they can risk you know, trying to see if you bite the bait, to see if they can risk their emotional instability, you know, to see if they would risk the chance of having a narc injury, or whether you're going to bite the bait. So they may do things like just show up in your area. They may do things like request a friend request, or make a comment on one of your pictures, or, you know, thank you for posting a video, you know, or anything, you know, or they may show up in your area to see if they can get a response from you. If you look once or twice, or, you know, you look and like, wow, she is gorgeous, you know, they lock you in. Or if they, you know, a man, you know, wow, he is handsome. Or then they may show off, they may come around again and may show off a little stuff that they have. Or, you know, they're trying to figure out, like, what is it that I can bait her with, or what is it that I can bait him with. So they'll come around and they kind of fish and throw the bait out to see how you respond. Or they may approach you and say, hey, you know, I didn't want to bother you. I just want to tell you that you're a very handsome young man, or a handsome guy. Or, you know, I just wanted to let you know that, you know, you are a beautiful woman. You smell good. You know, you really, you know, I really like what you're doing, or I really like what he's doing, you know, or, oh, I didn't know that you like this. You know, I remember you. I've seen you, you know, at a concert. I've seen you something. You're thinking like, that was on my social media. Nobody knew that, you know. So be very, very, very careful. They're very skilled at hunting. Some of them are careless, but some of them are very skilled. The higher up you go into narcissism, you know, the elite and the greater narcissists, the better skilled they are, because people have trained them. And so I just wanted you to know the hunt and the love bombing, so you can recognize that. And we'll go through the other parts of the, you know, the 3 phases of narcissistic relationships. And we'll go through the other phases too. But I just wanted to give you that today. Hopefully that has helped you. Thank you guys so much for following me. Thank you for those of you that have not subscribed. Subscribe to my channel. Please do. And hit the bell so that you'll see whenever I post new videos. You'll see the alert whenever I go live on Sundays. And those of you that are following me on Facebook, or would like to, it is Psychological Health Consultants and Services. Please hit the like button, and you'll see the videos post on both of the channels. Thank you guys once again. You guys are so awesome. And as my friend always says, go and be great. Thank you, you guys. You guys are the best supporters, the best group, the best tribe that I've ever did business with, that I've ever connected with. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend.